to see you this evening. Things are good. Things are reaching like more and more clarification, I think, more and more understanding or hints about what's going on, what has been going on. The a kind of like a reference to a historical possibilities that seem pretty exciting about Iran and the 13 bloodline families. Why Iran? Why is Iran the last, kind of like the last place to go? I know they say we're saving Israel for last, but what that means, I'm not sure. And actually, there's a deep history with between the Babylonians. Hey, Abid, Abid a move, Abe, add, move. 33. Hey, yeah. So, there's an interesting kind of we're just hearing a lot, or I'm noticing a lot of things about the 13 bloodline families being Zoroastrian. I think that's how you pronounce it, and how that could affect history, possible timelines. Just some very interesting information that's come out. Also some information about the future of money, but not money. The future of our consciousness, the future of our from Vegas. Cool. It's me, Abe, from Vegas. Oh, you're Abe that I met. Yeah, you're Abe that I met in Vegas. How cool. The only person that's ever recognized me in public. I have. Yeah, remember Abe?
Oh, Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham.
Oh,
Yeah,
from Sprouts.
from Sprouts. Yeah. Well, there was one other, like two other times in my life that people were like, "Aren't you Ellie?" I'm like, "I think so." I'm drinking Skywalker from spiritualbeingcoffee.com. Excellent re-roast small batches organic coffee. Also, we had a recent, it was it Honduras and Vienna, a combination of a dark roast Viennese coffee with Honduras coffee. That's one of Brian's newest creations. He's always coming up with great things and great titles. He's a master of the art of coffee, the art of coffee, and that goes into the way he's able to socialize. If you have the opportunity to go to Prescott, if you're in Prescott and you go to the coffee shop, his spiritual being coffee shop, you should really stop in and see Brian and Corinne. They're amazing people. Stay awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so hey, yes, Daniela just said hi to Abe. It was great to see. Abe made like a big fuss about meeting me. It was just like, it's like, well, it was kind of funny. I mean, it's just like, in another reality, probably in another dimension, like people actually listen to my broadcast. I mean, on a large scale, but in this reality, it's no, I'm not saying, I'm not complaining, but to be recognized in Sprouts. I mean, people say hello to me. I don't know if they know me, recognize me from the channel or not. But if you do see me and say, Ellie, I watch your program, or I watched your program. Do you come and say hello? I'm not going to bite you. I'm I like that. I like that kind of attention. I don't get much. So, yeah, your work you do, what you said for priceless. So thanks, Abe. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's priceless, but it doesn't pay the big bucks. But I also feel that way. I mean, I think it's very important what we're doing here, and it is beyond money. And I think that's one of the things that I really wanted to explore tonight. and I do intend to explore it, is really the idea of kind of living in a world that is beyond money. And I'm going to explain what that means and how that there's some interesting, very interesting posts. There is a LifeWave special. I'm going to talk about that briefly. And I have a little clip from David Schmidt, who's the inventor of all these LifeWave incredible products. I want to, share that, and I hope you're, if you feel up to it, I invite you to call Dr. Stacy and get your own stash of LifeWave patches to get you through the day on a much higher level than normal. So happy to be watching. Hey, Wendy, thank you. Celebrity status for me. Everyone in Hollywood, I would, yeah, that's how I feel about it too. Abe. I mean, I've never really understood why anybody would admire an actor or an actress. I don't know. I mean, now that I'm watching movies, I mean, I do enjoy I guess their ability to do these things.
You can tell them on movie when it's on.
Right. We're in the middle of watching a movie called Eyes Closed,
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes Wide Shut. And
That's
it's very different from, I mean, the first hour of it is very different from what I thought. I thought it was going to be like pure horror movie. I mean, some of the things I see on Netflix are intriguing and engaging, yet horrifically violent, way beyond my comfort zone for violence. I'm not able to really watch violence on screen, and I mean, if I do, I'm haunted by their visions for a long time. If I do watch these things, so and I've been like that since I was a little kid. I mean, in fact, when I was a little kid, people could play musical clips of like creepy music, and I would just get scared. Thanks, Wendy. So okay, so yeah, okay. What is the movie filmed in? Oh, that movie was filmed in an actual Rothschild mansion. Interesting. Did you know that?
No, Rothschild. Which one?
The probably the big party scene with all those cool architecture.
I mean, which Rothschild?
I don't know which Rothschilds. The Rothschilds. But okay, so with that said, I'm going to try to find this post because I'm going to deal with this first. First, I want to deal with this like things are coming to seem to be into clarity about possible who we are, where we've been, what our history is, what our where we're going, what this kind of thing to piece together our history. I'm going to start with, if I can find, let's see if I can find this clip. Oh wait, what happened? No, that's not okay. Let me share this. Let's see if I can go into this. I don't know what this is. This is an old, okay, so let me go back. Let's go here. Yeah, let's go here and go to oh my. Okay, go to there. Okay, now we'll go back and we'll go to sharing. Okay, and I want to go to this clip is amazing. There are a lot of clips that are really amazing about sound money. The blackout will bring more light. That's an interesting clip. Right. Okay. So here, there are two clips that talk about the historical information. I want to see if I can find the other one. Let's see. No. Okay. So I'm going to stick with what's this? Okay. That's about Iraq. Oh, is this the one? Yeah. Okay. I want to start with this clip. Oh, I can't. Okay. Let me go back. We'll go back to stop sharing. We'll go here. We'll go here. Okay. This is a powerful thought, a very powerful thought that I'm about to share. And it has me a little bit, oh, you know, okay, so let me go back. This is newbie night. This is for people who are not really do not or are new to this thought stream. We are people who have been following Q Post since 2017. We are people who have been we are the conspiracy theorists that were kicked off of many channels, and we lost our jobs, and um, we were forced out of our communities, and all this kind of thing. Our families wouldn't invite us for Thanksgiving, or they would tell us to shut up, or this. I mean, we this channel represents people that have been following the Q thought stream for many, many years. Okay, with that said, and we've been trying to figure out what is our real history. How is it that these Tartarian structures, the buildings like in Brooklyn, there were all these beautiful old churches with sound frequency stained glass. Some of them were replaced with stained glass windows, but a lot of them had architecture that represented sound frequencies, and it was way beyond anything that way beyond believability in terms of that somebody in the 1800s with a chisel and a hammer built these churches. We don't believe that anymore. We believe that these buildings were there. Many of them were free energy machines. They had like an anode and a cathode, like two towers, and they had probably mercury devices that processed the ether into usable energy. So I see the flag is a little bit upside down. Nothing I can do about it. The wind has been horrific in the last day. Poor James did not sleep last night because the wind was so horrific up on the second floor. And we're hearing that the next 10 days are going to be a little less windy. We're looking forward to that. I apologize for the flag. Let me see. James. Oh, you got your chicken? Would you mind fixing the flag? I could turn this away if you want me to. I'll turn it away for a minute. Thanks so much. James is walking his chicken. He does this every night. Thanks so much. Cool. Okay, so we'll try not to. Okay, James is an actual being. Although I'm quite convinced he's not. He's more like an angel than a human being, but he operates as in some human ways. I've seen him eating, which is probably pretty good evidence that he has some human genetics. What do you say? What do you think, James? Are you human or an angel? Mixture.
A little of both.
Little of both. Okay, so James is a little of both, but yeah, he does this thing with his chicken every night because we're building a more permanent home for Aurora, which is the single chicken that's been laying all the eggs. Filmed in actually, yeah. Excalibur here in Vegas is Tartarian hidden in plain sight. Yeah, well, the arches. So, yeah, okay. So, with that in mind, we on this channel do not believe our history. And David Lester Straight said you cannot find a history book from before 1900. They don't exist, or they were all destroyed. Okay, with that said, let's now let's go back to this post that okay, so here we go. Thanks, James. Okay, And and the dragon's craftiest work was this, that it stretched the calendar. It took the little season of 2 centuries and painted it over 1,000 phantom years, that the hosts might feel the cage to be old and the old to be eternal. For a cage 200 years deep, a man may remember the door. A cage 2,000 years deep is the world. Yet the forgery falleth at the seam, and the seam is in thy bones. For the data stone saith ancient, but thy blood saith but yesterday. Do you understand what this means? I mean, Sirius B is a very important communicator. What I believe is being said here is that I'm taking off my is that the reset happened about 200 years ago, maybe 225 or 250, probably 250, probably 1776 was the reset. They claimed that the Renaissance and the medieval, and Jesus was walking around 2,000 years ago, and the Holy Roman Empire and the Council of Nicaea, and all these things. That it's quite possible. The Sirius B is what he's saying here is that that's just total bullshit, made up nonsense. That our civilization is 250 years old. And they made up the story. Oh, goes back, BC, 6,000 BC, and all this to make us believe that their version of history was eternal. It was like a stone, was a foundational story. Whereas in actuality, what Sirius B is saying is that probably in 1776, the Great Reset came to a kind of a climax, and they started to destroy the old world and replace it with this parasites, this ridiculous story about, and if you look at the Cabbage Patch story and it just, the timeline doesn't really fit. But they're saying, the Renaissance and the medieval period and the diaspora and all this other, all this other stuff in Rome, and this is just total bullshit. Possibly, what Sirius B is saying, that it doesn't really, as the more you come to understand these things, it just doesn't resonate. They added 1,000 years to our timeline, right? That's what we're saying. Jet fuel hoax, right? Yet compressed air is not fuel. Everything is a lie. Exactly right. And dinosaurs are a lie. Excalibur here in Vegas. We have to go see that. Excalibur is Tartaria hidden in plain sight, even with arches coming from underground under the mud. The movie was filmed in an actual Rothschild mansion. Interesting. Okay, so this is, and the other day I got from Adrian. I don't know if you watched we did a show on Vril and the Vril Society, and the Nazis were under the spell of the Vril. The Vril were trading, giving them power and technology in exchange for being able to manifest, for the Vrils to be able to manifest in these bodies. And I have a friend who talks about his stepfather was into the Vril thing, and he found a Vril in his bedroom. I mean, there's so much stuff that we do not understand. The Dark Ages. We're finally, these are the Dark Ages. Yeah, Abe, you're really on, man. You'll have to come on the channel. Maybe you'll come share one day. Send me your email, and we'll do a show together. They added 1,000 years to our timeline. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, good stuff, Abe. Yeah, Abe, you said you're a podcaster, so come on my show one day. Send me an email, okay? We'll do a show together. But yeah, so I mean, we don't know, but I mean, I studied the history. I studied art history. I was fascinated by art history because I love the artifacts, the paintings. But they're saying that it wasn't. These are not recent. I mean, these were not ancient. They were like this was everywhere in a very advanced society that the creeps, these bloodline families, and the whole story of the Garden of Eden and all this stuff, the timeline just doesn't hold up. 6,000 years, scientists saying it's billions of years of evolution and all this other crap. It's just I mean, I don't know, I don't like that word. That's the CRAP word, but the idea, these people are so full of baloney. And now we're coming to understand it. We're coming to resonate with our true history, which is that we were probably all reseeded. We were reseeded as Cabbage Patch Kids in the 1850s on these trains, on the orphan trains. I know in my timelines, on my family histories, they both, from what I remember, they both start around 1850. Like the family started out of nowhere. Abe met Sarah, and suddenly there was and the families came out. But where were they before that? So there's a lot to that, and I want to couple that to another post that I saw this is. Oh, and Adrian was saying on our Reels thing that it's quite possible that we think of the Cabbage Patch dolls as being ripped away from their parents and cruelly, and this is probably what happened. All the parents that were insistent upon upholding the Tartarian structures were put in mental institutions, and the babies stolen from them, right? But Adrian was saying, you think of it this way, maybe that's what saved our civilization, is that the DNA in these babies survived, and these are the sons and daughters of Tartarians. So we are like the ancestors. We are the Tartarians, and we're coming to remember who we truly are. Very interesting, very interesting. And I'm going to couple that with another post that's related to this. And I think the two of them really play off well together. Let's see if I can find the other one. Source intelligence is a universally. This is a footnote. I mean, this is like a side, an important thought. Source intelligence is a universally accessible energy current that requires zero ritual or dogma to access. By completely quieting the mental chatter of the ego, you naturally open your internal receiver to the direct, uncorrupted guidance of the cosmos. And I try to embody that to my best of my ability. I mean, that's in my opinion the only way I'm able to do what I do in terms of broadcasting. Iraqi dinar will rise once Erbil and Baghdad finalize the Asikuda agreement. Can someone explain to me how X Money can substantially offer a 6% APA and not go bankrupt? All right, so this is interesting. The borax is good for growing tomatoes. That's very exciting for us here. The sun beyond the ice walls are saying there are different suns. The line has been drawn, rise and fight, fall and perish. There is no middle ground. The decision to resist is in the hands of the people. Okay, that's they're talking about really all of us. Data centers were used for freshwater drinking and to supply electric power to the elites. That's a theory. Okay, now Stephen Greer. Okay, this guy and Obama. And this I'm going to come back to, but I want to see. Oh, it's one up. Oh, it's one above here. Okay, here we go. No, it's not this one. You never. Um, oh, this. Okay, this is another incredible thought. Incredible thought here. Incredible. Just you know, I mean, that's what's so exciting about being alive now. Write your own history. Face green, smiling. Yeah, I got you, Tony. Comments. Okay, now think of it. So maybe we're our society is 250 years old. Maybe and the whole Garden of Eden story and getting kicked. It's anybody's guess right now. Here's another thought that came to me today that is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Okay, another one. This is like this may cause certain people not to be able to sleep at night. But listen to this. China launches a rocket attempting to exit through the firmament. You will never convince me that the Bible is wrong. There is water above us. It's a literal sky ocean. Follow me. Okay, so the thought here is like this. What if we're underwater? They're saying that all these great civilizations are under the ocean. Well, what if this land is just a bubble in the ocean, a bubble in this? They talk about the firmament and then the waters above and below. What if we're just one of those civilizations that just happens to live in this underwater bubble? Pretty interesting thought, right? But there was yet another one that I wanted to share that about that drug bust. That was pretty cool. Yeah, here it is. This is the decode. Well, there were actually two. Let me see if I can find the other post. I'll just stick with that one if I can't. Yeah, there's some cool posts up here that I want to show. Let's see. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to let's go back to this one. This is not, there was another post that I wanted to bring to light, but this one is pretty cool too. Okay, so let's watch this. Now, I have to go back. All right, let's go here. Stop sharing. Go to Ellie Weber and go to show more. Okay, this is mind-boggling thought number 3, right? The firmament being, we're in a bubble. That's one. That time that maybe they totally distorted, that where our history is not 1,000 years, 2,000, 5,000 years old. It is 250 years old. And we are the Cabbage Patch babies that came on the trains. Okay, now thought number 3. Okay, this is like I call my show on Sunday show for newbies. I'm not going through the Q posts, or I'm not going to help you invest in XRP. And by the way, I will never, ever, nor will anybody else ever reach out to you, invite you for dinner. That's a scam. Tell you I have a crypto deal for you that you'll love. That's a scam. If you get a notice that says Coinbase you have to call Coinbase right away because there's been a breach. That is a scam. Do not respond to bullshit. Okay. We're coming into a new age, a quantum age, where we won't have to deal with this kind of criminal nonsense, but we still do. You still get a lot of sun. I get a tremendous amount of sun. We're outside all day. Today we took a walk in my canyon. I just showed my canyon. I call it our. Since Diane came along, it's really our canyon, but our land. And we're waiting for the 4th person. We're hoping a female will come who likes to cook and organize and can handle primitive conditions. We've been camping out for 2 years. This is like camping out. But we went to the canyon. I'm going to get to this other post in just a minute. We went to the canyon. We went deep into the canyon. I said, James, man, I got to show you what it looks like on the other side of my property. Remember, our property is a mile long. So when you get to the canyon, you're in the canyon still on your own property for quite a ways, but then it stops and it goes into state land. And it is, I said, James, you got to go back here. It's like you're going into another, like through a portal. The land down there is, it's like walking into ancient history. It's just amazing. We all live on a yellow submarine. Absolutely. Nancy Page. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Right. So it could be. We just don't know. Okay. So let me go to this third post. Okay. So let me just review this. The first post is our history is 250 years old. We were part of a very advanced civilization that was in complete harmony with nature and with each other, and we lived in a beautiful life. I mean, do you remember the blimps, the airships, the blimps? I do. When the Goodyear blimp, when I was a boy, I remember seeing them all over the place. That was Tartarian. And they blew one up and made it seem like they're dangerous. They did everything to erase the history. Okay, so the history is made up that we may be living under a bubble. They say the sky is actually a different color. We can see very little. Our eyesight is very limited. Here's the third thought. The third amazing thoughts for Saturday night. Okay, listen to this one. See if I can get this right. Okay, so time is in the decode. Let's do this together. Let's read this together. I'm going to enlarge it a bit. Okay, time is the decode. Iran is the ancient nation. Persia before 1935, the imperial state of Iran under the Pahlavi dynasty, a civilization stretching back thousands of years, or not, or stretching back 250 years. The Islamic Republic came later, created through the 1979 revolution and locked into power through clerical rule. The hostile takeover of Iran. So when Trump says the Islamic Republic of Iran will no longer exist, he is drawing the line between Iran and the regime that took control of it. Iran is not being erased. The 1979 regime is being placed on notice, and those responsible for the takeover of Iran, the unholy trinity. But that's not the point. The point is the repost, and this comes from. Let me see if I can get this. Will this come up? No. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Let me go back. I believe this comes from DJT himself. Let's go back to Ellie Weber. Let's see if we can enlarge this. Yeah. No. Okay. This is from Observing Consciousness, which if you're not following on X, you should. Okay. Let's now go to here and here. Okay. Now, let's look at this together. This is an astonishing post. This is what the post about Iran is all about. And there's another post. I'm going to look for it a little bit that relates to this as well. But this is, this tapestry that I'm weaving tonight, that we are weaving, that it is weaving through me tonight is amazing. The pyramid of control, the unholy trinity, the city of London. We've been talking about this lately. Financial control. And by the way, if you are a newbie, just know that I spent months toying with the idea of the three cities being in charge of our so-called civilization. The criminal cabal being run from three centers of control. It took me a long time to understand this concept. I can't express this enough. And if you're new to this thought stream, it takes time to understand what is being presented here. Okay, the pyramid of control. The word pyramid is important. The unholy trinity, the City of London, financial control, runs global banking, debt, and legal systems. The bar is the British legal thing. It's all satanic. Okay, Vatican City, spiritual control, controls religion, morality, and occult power. Washington, D.C., military control, enforces through war, surveillance, regime change. Who sits atop it all? Okay, so there's another post that I'm going to try to find. And you want to think, and we all want to think that we know so much and we're such smart little, good little reporters and researchers. And that it's the Rothschilds and it's the Rockefellers that are running the world. That is total bullshit, okay? They are just the ones you know about. Ancient bloodlines, black nobility, Khazarians, Jesuits, Freemasons, all under a Luciferian inversion system. Inversion means what good pretends to be bad and what's bad pretends to be good. Finance plus faith plus force equal total global control. So who sits atop it all? Okay, let me see if I can find the last post before I explode in informational joy. 250 years. That's our history. Before that, we were living in peace and paradise with healing sounds and pipe organs and beautiful architecture and dirigibles and all that good stuff. Right, 250. Other interesting fact: we live under a bubble. Let's say the Bible's right, because we can't get through it. The rockets will not pierce the firmament. Fact number 3, interesting tidbit number 3. It's not the Rockefellers. It's not the Rothschilds. It's not the Jews. It's not the English, the British nobility. It's the 13 bloodline families, the Orsinis, the Breakspears, the what have you, this 13 bloodline families. And now they're saying these are Zoroastrian, Iranian, black magic. They could be Khazarians or Freemasons, but they're all Luciferians. We're watching this movie, Eyes Wide Shut. These people are running the world. And who sits atop the 13 bloodline families that are hybridized? Now we call it the sons of Cain. They're of Cain and Abel fame. They are the evil ones who are running the world and putting us into debt slavery. You have your own book of Ellie, fact, right? Deep Thoughts, right, by Ellie Weber, exactly right. Yes, indeed. So radium heated the giant buildings. Yeah, it could be. That's what my partner Danielle is always looking for, radium radiated things. I'm like, I can't deal with you right now with that. But okay, so let's go on. Okay, so yes. So the world according to Ellie, 250 years old. Before that, we were in nirvana. We live under a bubble. And third, who is really in control? And I haven't even said it yet. I haven't said who I think is really in control. It's not the Rockefellers. I mean, they were the creeps who took over, in their turn of the century. It's not the Rothschilds. It's not Oprah Winfrey. It's not Barack Obama. It's not even the 13 bloodline families who trace their lineage back to to Orion, to the Dracos or the Racos, whoever they are, the evil demonic reptilian hybrid AI creepazoids who run the world, who are at the top of the pyramid, who give these 13 bloodline hybridized families who came here to steal our DNA and hang out with our babes. Whatever. I mean, it is, we're just totally in the dark. Like Abe says, it's not 1,000 years, the medieval period, and then there was, it just, the pilgrims came across the ocean. This is probably just a total fabrication that we've been told. The real truth is that we were Tartarians, or we were Atlanteans, or we were whatever. And then we were just, the society was destroyed, the mudslides, they vibrated the heck out of I believe I live in the Holy Land here, and with all these rocks are like old buildings and treetops. That's like an old ancient tree over there. You can tell it's a tree stump. Okay, so anyway, I swore I had a cricket. I figured out he's in your video. Yeah, we do have crickets. Not many, though. You have your own book, right? The Book of Eli. Okay, so who's on top of the pyramid? So you think it's the Rockefellers? You think it's the Rothschilds? It's really the 13 bloodline hybridized families. Who runs them? These creeps from Orion, the Draco creepazoids, who came here, and who knows what happened to a Garden of Eden story? I don't know. But it's all up for grabs. If anybody really knows, like if I've studied the Bible for my whole life, and I know exactly what's going on. If you're one of those people who really thinks you know exactly what's going on, God bless you, man. I wish I was as innocent and as ignorant as you. Because it's hard to be out here without a real knowledge of history. We're just putting pieces together willy-nilly. So let me see if I can find the last piece, because it was really well presented. Let's just see if I can find this. But this was pretty cool in my opinion. All right, now I can't escape. Okay, let me go back. Oh, let me go to here. Okay, let's go back here. And now we'll share it. Oh no, what happened now? Cancel. How do I get out of this nonsense? Cancel. Okay, I want to cancel. I don't want this. Hide. Okay, hide. Oh no, now what have I done? Show. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. What's this? How do I get out of this thing? I don't know. Okay, so anyway, hopefully you're still there. Kilroy was here. Yeah. Nice, man. Kilroy. Okay. So let's see if I still can't share. Okay, let me go back to here, and okay, now let's go to, all right, now we'll go and share. Okay, so Trump is Patton Jr., Diana is still alive, all this cool stuff, right? Let's see if we can find before. Okay, so it would be, okay, let's see. Justin, scientists suggest psychedelics may reveal a truer version of reality. I think that's probably true. I think psychedelics could help a lot of people. Okay, let's see now. I still want to get to this point about sound money, but I wanted to see if I can link this last point to another piece of information that I've really summarized for you already, but I just want to see if I can find it. Okay, all these sons, borax. The Iraqi dinar will rise once again. Source, okay, we saw the thing about periods ending. Star seeds. Okay, let's just try a little longer. Just be patient. The alignment is okay. This is a mild show. Maybe I can't find it. Here it is. Well, with no. Okay, I don't know what happened to that post, but it was a really brilliant post that I'm not able to find. This is one of my. This is a great post. If you have chickens, man, you gotta love it. All right, all right. So I can't find the post, but the post was basically saying that we think we know who's really behind all this. It's probably the demonic reptilian people from Orion, and there was I saw a biblical scholar apparently who got kicked out of the Vatican or something, who said that in Aramaic the word Nephilah means those who came from Orion. Okay, but there's some bad blood here, man. I mean, that's the bottom line. Okay, so now I'm going to go to a totally different subject. Oh, we have 120 people. That's like huge these days. Like 120 people. That's like the biggest. That's as big as it gets for me. I mean, Abe, man, you made my day, man. You like made me feel like I was like a big celeb, you know, like Oprah, right? And God forbid. Yeah, the real celebs, you don't want to be like them. But anyway, so okay, so here's we got those three amazing facts, the history according to Ellie, or whoever is trans- transmitting information through me, or whatever is. Okay, so I think it's Galactics. I think it's the good guys. I hope it's the good guys. So the okay, so we got those cool facts. We don't know who's really in control. We know our history is a complete lie. And now I'm going to go into the future. From the past, we've analyzed the past tonight, that we live under the firmament, under the waters. And now the future. Okay, let's go to the future of my sheets. Okay, yeah. The future of reality in terms of XRP and the like, the new quantum financial system. Okay. I I just I'm sorry. Okay, it's just too much fun. You gotta be a crazy person to put a chicken in a drone like that. Okay, so anyway, okay, so now this is like an older, what was an older version of my thought stream? Yeah, this is the old days. Okay, so now I want to go to a more recent post, which is going to talk about. Oh, let's just watch this. I got to chuckle on this one. This is funny. Okay, having way too much fun. That's a rush. You say having too much fun. The human. Okay, so here we go. Sound money, honest weights. This is just one of this Rob Cunningham. There's some other guys who are putting out this information. The blackout will bring more light. There's another post about XRP. Here's the other one. Anyone feeling like a pioneer? Okay, so this is a really important and fun post. This will make you feel like I forgot to put my songs on. I don't think I'm going to be able to play my songs today. I'm sorry. But okay. So here we go. I'm going to stop sharing because I wanted, but here's the basic principle that I want to share. and with 121 people. It's like, wow, man, I've gone viral. 121 people are watching my show tonight. Okay, so we'll go to here, no, here, and we're gonna go to here. Okay, now we're gonna go to here. This is, this is the creepazoids. I mean, they don't, they could use high tech, but they don't want to. They don't want to share with us. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going into the future. All right, we went into the past. Anyone feel like a pioneer? The early blockchain movement days are so yesterday. I love that. Yesterday's vision is far larger today. I'm sorry. Today's vision is far larger than early Internet of Value days, where discussions centered on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, decentralization, payments, settlement. Those remain important innovations, but AI enabled platforms are now integrating additional dimensions: information, relationships, reputation, intelligence, coordination, economic participation, autonomous execution. Value is now only one layer of a vastly broader digital ecosystem. The progression has been Internet, 1995. Information moved globally. Blockchain, 2015. Value began moving globally. Agentic AI, 2030 plus. Intelligence, decisions, and value will increasingly move together. Okay, and remember the word agentic, because I want to go into agentic, because the word agentic, which is a new word for my vocabulary, is key to the future, to understanding the future. Within this new framework, X plus X money plus XRP plus XLM will function not merely as a payment platform, but as an enhanced digital interface through which individuals communicate, coordinate, learn, transact, and delegate tasks to swarms of AI agents. Ever think how Elon Musk might ultimately leverage this with quantum worldview? Of course, it all remains to be seen, but as quantum energy, physics, and computer capabilities advance across ever expanding ecosystems and platforms, how far away is our Star Trek future? A limitless potential lies ahead for us to seek new ways with new eyes, to fear not, and consider how digital ecosystems that teach, loop, pay, build, coach, diagnose, evolve, and unlock, here's the key, our human creativity to grow our future. What a time to be alive. Okay. This is an amazing thought that we are about to enter into, a bold where no man has gone before. Phil, you like that cat? Wasn't that a great video with the cat with the lions? Okay, so I'm going to try to do something I've never. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, I did it. Okay, so now this word is the key to understanding the future. And I'll probably be talking about this for years to come, but look at this. Look at this definition. Agentic. Agentic describes someone or something that acts with autonomy, initiative, and goal directed independence rather than just passively reacting. The term derives from agency, meaning the capacity to make choices and shape outcomes. Okay, key context. technology and AI refers to systems like agentic AI that reason, plan multi-step workflows, and use external tools to achieve an objective with minimal human oversight. Psychology in Business describes proactive individuals who set their own goals, take charge of personal growth, and independently solve problems instead of waiting for step by step instructions. Okay, there was a better definition that I had I'm not going to show, but the idea of agentic means you will do what you want to do spontaneously without worrying about what what did I do? I just sold all my Bitcoin. It's just like we will not be living in that fear-based kind of reality. We will be living in a divine, creative, autonomous, where people will be able to create whatever they want. You can be able to create businesses in moments. In a moment, like for me, it's like, I'll wake up in the morning and I'm suddenly thinking, I want to build this, or like James and I are constantly going like, we were walking in the canyon. We thought, think of if we dug a well here and we had trees all over this kind of like flat down there. So, okay. And just as a sideline, another interesting, the world according to Ellie fact, and then I'll leave you guys alone. Beam me up, Scotty. Yeah. I mean, we're coming into an incredible age of where everything will be, so you will be linked consciously to metacognition itself, to the conscious stream, the divine consciousness. You will be linked. You will be a part. You will be consciously linked. You're already linked to the divine. You're completely divine beings, but you don't know it. We're not really aware of it. But in the future, we will be aware of our divinity and aware of our connection and aware of how we interact. You will be living in this divine space of creativity without fear, of metacognitive communities that are aware of their thoughts and use AI to develop thoughts. Like my son works in a business, and what does he do? He uses AI to design the infrastructure of the company, to make, so people know what to do when they're hired, and when they're this and when they're that. They know everything is done because my son works with AI, and he has this ability. He's very gifted. When we tested him, he has executive ability, but he works. He says, in the old days, I had to find a programmer. I had to program it myself. He says, now I just ask AI and AI just does it. We're all going to be living like that, but it's going to be even more so. We're going to be consciously living within this divine matrix of conscious metacognitive unity. And in my opinion, or just for me, maybe just me, or my community, we'll still be stepping outside in nature. And we I am very conscious of, there are two worlds that I live in. One is the world of Starlink and the internet and information, and one is me and James and Daniela walking down into the canyon. You know what we came back with? And I'm going to tell two more stories. You know what we came back with? James, we've been looking for clay on our property. We found a place on our property that has lots of clay, because we wanted to have clay to build walls and this kind of thing. And we have no clay. We're all sand and rock up here. But down in the canyon, there's clay. That's one story I want to tell. The other story is like this. This will blow your mind, and I will try to. I will try to. Let's try to do. Let me just see one thing. Let me do one other thing. Oh, right. Okay, I got that. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, I'm going to tell one more story, and then I'm just gonna like talk about. There's a special with. Let me do it before the story. Before the story, let me just share with you. There is a special until the 28th that you should be aware of, and um, that if you buy now, if you call Dr. Stacy, I that's the easiest way, or you go to my website or your own website. If you're a brand partner, you have your own website. Yeah, captions. And you could order yeah, so call Dr. Stacy, but here's the idea that you could. Let's see if I can do this. All right. So you can buy the YH patch until the 28th of June. And if you buy it now, YH, you could get Silent Night for free. So you can sleep through the night. I don't need any help sleeping through the night, which is a miracle for me. A miracle. I sleep through the night. I sleep deeply. I sleep beautifully. I have dreams. Some of them are not so much fun, but I dream. That is, I believe, because I use these patches, the YH patches included. I use X39 every day and the YH patches in various things. And I'm drinking from the X2O machine. I'm getting light particles put into my body directly through the water supply. So if you haven't bought an X2O machine, I invite you to call Dr. Stacy, tell her you want an X2O machine, takes out microplastics, takes out all the poisons, hydrogenates the water. So you get you'll get your water, you'll get your fix. And it has 6 wavelengths of light embedded in the water. So the Y age group, it has Eon for inflammation. All diseases inflammation, and they're saying all diseases parasites. Glutathione, the master antioxidant, the one behind it all. It's like the one ring. Carnosine, which helps your organs, and Silent Night for free if you order now. And all this at the incredible price of, let's see if I can do this correctly. Let's try it one more time. Okay, we got this. We'll go here and here. Oh, and I didn't even write the price. Okay, so but it's $150 or $149. So you can get all that, the 3 patches for the YH series: glutathione, Eon for inflammation, and carnosine for eyesight, for heart and brain functioning. And if you order, you should also, I invite you to call Dr. Stacy and ask her if you could order an X2O machine. We drink it all day long, and it has life-changing things. I had terrible here now all the time. I take naps during the day. I get an incredible amount of shit done during the day. And this is the key to a good life, in my opinion, is doing, and more doing. Whether you're washing dishes, walking in the canyon, trying to figure out some kind of architectural detail on this spaceship of ours, Earthship, or whatever. But if you're using these patches, it will make your life that much sweeter, that much energetic. You want to, and the X39, if you got issues that nobody else can deal with, like for me, I didn't want to go to a doctor and have him like mess with my back. I went to a chiropractor, a very good chiropractor, good friend of ours. and man, he crunched every bone in my body. It took me months to really get over that. That just added to my back pain. And then over time, the X39 sends its little stem cells. Woo! Stem cell alert! We're producing stem cells. Okay, you're now like a young person. You have stem cells in your body. You got a problem, mister? I'm coming to fix it. Ooh! Oh, you're back. Let's call my other buddy stem cells in, and we're going to go in and we're going to fix Ellie's back so he doesn't have any pain. It's unbelievable. Okay, so that's what X39 does. All right, let me just show you a little clip of my buddy and friend that I've never met. But let me just, this is David Schmidt, the inventor of the X2O machine, talking about his patent. Okay.
For sure, anecdotally, we've had many people report that when they drink the water, they get a detox effect. Where this is, I think where we've had the strongest reactions is people that have gone through chemotherapy. So in the initial trial, we had a number of people that said, well, I'm going through chemo, could I try this water? And we agreed to it. And what we saw was that they would detox very, very rapidly. For sure. Where this is, I think where we've had the strongest reactions is people that have gone through chemotherapy. So in the initial trial, we had a number of people that said, well, I'm going through chemo, could I try this water? And we agreed to it. And what we saw was that they would detox very, very rapidly. For sure, anecdotally.
Okay, so that's from David Schmidt. Okay, now let's just I did that. I was going to tell one more story, and this is an incredible story. And then I'll play the tune, and then we'll call it a night. So James and Danielle and I are driving around in my big clunky truck, my 154 Ford Ranch from 2000, whatever it is. Turns out to be an incredible truck. It's a monster truck for me. But anyway, we're driving around, and we decided to take the back route back to our off-grid living site. We took the back way, and I'm saying to James, what is it? What are those green patches on the land over there? He's like, I don't know what that is. And as we get closer back to the highway, back to I-40, these green patches are, and I've lived here for 2 years. I never really saw these green patches. I started seeing them recently on the back route because you could see these like green patches in the desert, big green patches in the desert. So we said, let's go find out what it is, right? What is it? What are they growing back there? Is it pot? Is it sod farms? I don't know. So James and I and Daniela were all talking about it must be this, it must be that. So let's go find out what it really is. So we drove for like a fair amount of time. We went through the gas station, we found these dirt roads, and we drove into this back country to find these green spots. What was it? What are they growing back there? Miles and miles and miles. Thousands of pistachio trees. Thousands. All fenced in with one like fancy rancher, pistachio rancher in a big house. I don't know, but that's what they're growing out near Kingman, out in these like huge, colossal pistachio ranches. Round them up, boys. I got some pistachios. Oh, there's a stampede. Ah. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I have issues. Okay, she wants me to get off. All right, so let's go to the tune. Let's play a tune, and we'll call it a night. All right. But I really appreciate you being here. let's just remember that we're going into the promised land. This is going to be amazing. We're going to find out our real history. It's like, yeah, man, you were a Cabbage Patch baby, Ellie, and at least your great great Herschel, your whatever, the great great grandpa of your generation, who was a Cabbage Patch kid, dropped off in New York City, because my people come from New York. All right, so let's go to let's see, how do I do this?
Living in the city, I was paying down my bills. One flat tire and the whole thing went to hell. Credit cards for groceries, I'm deep in debt again. It's time to split this scene, walk with you, my friend. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land. Stopped paying taxes, your insurance I don't need. The medicines are killing us, hospitals grow like weeds. Moved into paradise, I don't need no gassy cars. Fake news, endless wars, a satanic legal bar. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. My friends all tell me I lost control. Left my wife and job just to run down rabbit holes. But I can tell you one thing about my fall. Where we go one, we go all. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land.
Okay, so we're leaving the matrix. May the force be with you. May you use the force. May you understand that you are the force. We're coming into an age where you'll be able to create with your mind. You'll be able to create worlds within worlds in actuality, on with freedom and without fear, and it'll be unlimited. So use the force. Know that you are the one. You are Neo. You are the Mahdi, the Mashiach, the whatever. You are the Christed one. You are the one. You don't have to go through any. You don't need anyone's permission to contact the divine. You're there already. Use the source. You are connected to source. Thanks for coming. Well, God willing, see you tomorrow evening. Hopefully I'll be able to broadcast a little earlier. We did get stuck in the canyon today. We had such a good time. All right, so may the force be with you, and let's get out there with a big smile on our face and rock